So hello and welcome back to another video. Now this afternoon I've come out to do some bass fishing. Now truth be told, I reckon I've had 3, possibly 4 bass sessions within probably the last 10 weeks. 8 weeks definitely, possibly even as long as 10. Now the reason for that, I've just been really busy lately. It's a very busy time of year. Work gets in the way of fishing, but this afternoon I've got a couple of hours free, so I've come down to a mark to try this and hopefully connect to a fish. Now I've literally just got here, so my rod is still in 2 pieces, so I'm going to quickly sort this out. Now I'll be ready to go in literally a minute or so. I'm going to be hopping onto some rocks and fishing into an area where I've had had bass before, obviously. Fairly good state of tide for it at the moment, but there's a few marks around here which I'll give a go, and like I said, hopefully we can find a bass today. Now the lure I'm going to start with today is just a white Savage Gear sand eel. I think this is about 20, I think this is 28 grams. I know it's 23. But I'll be able to get this against the very little wind we have. It's not strong whatsoever, but we've just got a slight breeze coming in. Condition wise, it's really calm. Not exactly ideal conditions, but with it being winter, a lot of cloud cover, so a bit of cover for the fish if they are a bit closer into shore, and hopefully they are today. So that's me pretty much good to go. I'm using my 9-foot Shimano Aernos 7 to 35 gram lure rod, and on there I've got a Shimano Twin Power. It's a 5,000 size. I'm using 20-pound braid from Samson Fishing and about 3.5 foot of 20-pound fluorocarbon leader, then obviously my little Savage Gear lure. So less talking, more fishing. Let's find a bass. So let's get out there with the first cast. Just double check that drag. Now nothing fancy today with the retrieve, just a nice steady wind in. There's a lot of weed and rock close in, so just gonna have to wind a little bit quicker when I get a bit closer in, save it snagging up. The good thing with being high up here is if I get any follows close in, I'll be able to see them. Just slow that lure down. Well, even if I don't catch anything today, it's nice to be out again. Done very, very little fishing of any sort for quite some time now. But I'm hoping in the new year I'm going to have a lot more free time. Work won't be as busy, so I'll be able to get out more often and hopefully start doing the weekly videos again. Because recently I've just been going out when I can. The weather has also been a little bit crap, so you just got to take your chances. When you have a little window of opportunity, get out there, have a few flicks and see if you can find something. Yep, I'm in. Just a small fish. Oh god, he's coasting. Oh, there's more behind it. That's a good sign. It's only small. Oh no, he's behind that rock. Can I get him up here? Come on, buddy. There we are. One little winter schoolie. Nice stuff. Well, that didn't take too long. Probably 8 or 9 casts in. Now, you can tell I haven't fished in a while because my pliers are seized up. Right, let's get this little bass unhooked. I'll try and give you a better show without cutting my braid up. One little winter bass there, as you can see, completely engulfed that Savage Gear lure. But there we go, out nice and easy. Little scaldy bass. Let's get him back in the water. So that was just casting towards, it's a small group of rocks with a load of weed next to them. I've picked up so many bass in that area before. Now they do cruise just up and down here, and they do exactly what bass do. They just patrol the edges of the shallows here, and sometimes you can stumble across them. They'll linger in one place. It all depends if they're feeding on anything. So yeah, they can linger in one place, or sometimes they move off and then it'll go quiet for 20 minutes and you might see a bit of action again later on. That's why the best part of lure fishing for bass is just to keep moving along, and that's exactly what it's made for. It's made for ease. You're not carting around loads of gear. You've just got a few lures with you, a light rod, and you can go and find the areas you want to fish. I'll probably give it another 10 or 20 casts here, and then I'll move on and see if I can find them again. At least it's not turned out to be a blank, so can't complain with that. But if we could find a nicer one, I'll be absolutely over the moon. I'm going to give it a few more casts here with this lure, and then I've got a Samson shad I'm going to put on. However, because I've not fished in so long, and I really need to sort out my gear and go through some lures and change some over, because the hooks on this shad are extremely rusty. So I am taking a bit of a gamble. If I did hook something, especially if it was a decent fish, there's quite a high possibility it could snap that back hook. So you can see what I mean by that back hook. That's not looking very healthy at all. Definitely in need of a change. I absolutely love, every single time I use these lures I say the same thing. I absolutely love the action on them. It's so erratic, and they cast miles. Just twitching the rod tip like that, and then always retrieving. Because every time you twitch it, you get a bit of slack line, so you're always staying tight to the lure. And these swim really shallow. They're a subsurface lure. Now obviously they will sink a bit deeper if you let them, but it's really surprising how shallow a ground you can actually fish these lures over. You can work it on the top as well, just play around with it. But when the bass are feeding hard, if you stick one of these in the water, they'll nail it every time. I've had some amazing sessions on the shads. Now it won't be long until you can come ormering all over ground like this on the big tides. The first ormering tides, I think the start of January, first week or two of January. Unfortunately the first tides aren't that big, but there's a few 10 meters in there, I think. 10 meter highs, and I think the lowest low is about a 0.2. So yeah, I'll be coming out and doing some ormering next month, so looking forward to that. Hopefully do a couple of cook-ups as well. So just hopped over to some other rocks now. We'll try this area. I've changed over to the white shad purely because of the hooks. I mean, these ones aren't exactly in the best state either, but they're a little better than the other one. And if we caught on a white lure already, then we know that white's working today. Well, I got excited for a second there. Big clump of weed. Wow, I don't know if you can see that under the water. Check that out. Giant starfish. There we go, let's pop him back. Stood out like a sore thumb, that. Well, there's really no need for all these layers today. Once you get hopping on those rocks, they soon warm up. But yeah, pretty toasty now. Now I've come over to the other side of this area that I'm on now, and I'm kind of heading towards, well, back towards my car, sorry. But I'm going to a few flicks here. I'm going to stick on a IMA Hound Glide and have a few casts with this. I might even stick a soft plastic on, and I might jig it on the bottom to see if I can find a wrasse. But we'll see how we get on with this first. So hopefully there's another fish about. So that's going to do it for my little session this afternoon. Now I apologise about the lack of content recently. Now I'm not even sure if this video is going to make it onto my channel. Usually if I only caught one fish I wouldn't bother uploading it. I've been out a few times over the last sort of 8 weeks or so, and I have actually caught a couple of bass, but I've taken the camera with me every now and then, but there's just not enough footage to do anything with. So yeah, apologies for the lack of videos lately. As I said, in the new year I'm going to be out and about a lot more time, hitting it hard, targeting a few different species, so hopefully we'll go back to the weekly videos. If this video does make it up onto the channel, then thank you very much for checking it out. If you like it, please hit the like button. Go check out some other videos on my channel. Keep yourselves occupied over Christmas. I'm going to be out just whenever I can. Whenever I get a window, in between work and other things that are going on, I'll be out and about and mainly targeting bass. But once again, thanks very much for checking out this video. If you like my channel, please consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Thanks very much. I'll see you on the next one.